Hey cuties, what's up? We are back with some more of the daily N.O.D.E, and we are going to be making a water bottle today. I think a specific kind of water bottle. I did want to try to make the stupid odd table today, but I actually did start on it for like half an hour. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, because I just couldn't make anything that matched the chair that looked nice. So I was like, okay, forget this. I'll keep thinking about how I want that table to look and do it another time. So we're just going to do the water bottle today, which shouldn't be too hard at all. It should just be baby mode. Honestly, let's, you know what I want to start? I want to start with the sun first, actually. So smooth that, move it here, and it just needs to be slightly pointed down. Then turn on contact shadows. And we're just, of course, just gonna duplicate that 2 more times. You are going to be pointed straight in front, and you are going to be backlighting. You need to be pointed more like down. Okay, there we go. And these are 1s, and this is a 3. And of course we can just have all this stuff over here on the side, because where they're placed doesn't matter because they're the sun, right? That doesn't matter. Alright, now to get to this bottle, obviously we're going to start off with a cylinder. Now this should come out the best because I actually have the bottle in front of me, what I want to make specifically, so should be no issue. I'm just gonna do that. Scale on the Z. Probably want to be pretty high. We can fix the height of this later. Just moving that down. I didn't really need to do that. Okay, so I'm going to assume that the bottom of this is going to be weird, so that's fine, but we're gonna like cut down to here. Take the bottom of this and like move it in to about there, and then pull there. We're going to cut here, expand that out, and then we're going to bevel that. I said we're going to bevel that into a curve. Unfortunately, I kind of did that too much. Scale that back in. And move it down, probably. Scale it in. Now we can bevel this. Try and get it to be, what you call it, a nice curve at the bottom. I'm going to control minus there, and then I could do that. I'm just going to slowly shrink this like that. So this being like that, I don't know how much I love that, but we'll just have to live with it for now. Then about the center, we can cut the cylinder, and then we need to start thinking about bending it inwards, which is going to be about here. So I want like a thick neck on it. Cut there, we scale it to the center there. Then you're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and bevel that. Like so. So I think it actually needs to be higher than that. Like this needs to be like up here. What does beveling this here look like? Yeah, but then like you need like an opposite bevel the other way. Like, let's pull this back down. Bevel me up. Like that. And by opposite, I mean this needs to be pulled in and then beveled back out. Slightly. And you can like scale that in like that. So now it's that. Do I want to decrease this size? Maybe. We need to remove the top of this cylinder. Kill that face. I guess technically this needs to be longer than that because you're going to have the parts of the bottle that goes out, so you can just maybe just pull this upwards like that. Doesn't have to be anything too fancy, just go ahead and do that. I genuinely want to increase this though, just a bit there. And then we can come back to that later. We're going to solidify this later, but we might want to do it now because I think we're done with the bottle. Like it's literally already put together. Like the only thing I would want to do is maybe like do this scale on the Z to, okay, hold on. Scale this on the Z to like shrink that a bit. I can move it down like that. Maybe just move that up a bit, just to get the bottle more height again, but I'd use smooth. What does smooth do here? Yeah, smooth me down like that. I think that's fine. I mean, this might be a bit on the high side, but that's fine, right? I could fix this later if we want to. So let's go ahead and shade smooth on that. And then yeah, I would go ahead and just change this bottle. Then add a solidify. It's kind of hard to tell how big that is. 2 might be a bit too much. Yeah, 2 is too much, but I think 1.5 here would be better. Well, 115, 0.015 is perfect. So know that has a solidified body. Again, we can come back to that later because there are other stuff we gotta do. So now we go ahead and add another cylinder. Go ahead and edit this, scale that down. Where's the bottom of this? About there? Or maybe it should just be at the very bottom. About here, then. It needs to be like nearly flush. So it needs to be like that. Possibly even smaller, but you risk Z-fighting. And like there, like this is clipping through for some reason, even though I don't think I increased the size of that. It shouldn't be Z-fighting like that. And like, why is this edge outside like that? grab the bottom of this, pull it to probably there. Take this, pull it down as well. Needs to be not too high. Yeah, that's like perfect. Need to kill the top of this face though, kill that. Shade smooth on that, but that means we need to go ahead and edit you and then grab all that and insert face on that. Insert face here on the bottom as well. Then I'm going to use a curve. I don't know if I can pull this off. I'll see what I can do though. I also noticed that the bottle, I have to add that later, but it has like a thing at the bottom here that's not connected to the swirl here, so I'm just gonna get another cylinder going again, and this is meant for the top here. Needs to be, you can actually be pretty decently far away from that. It's about there, and then like here. I'm sure I can then edit that. Like it's just that, right? I'll even like increase the size of that a bit. Though this and this need to be deleted. And then you go ahead and add a solidify and then just pump that up until it is where it needs to be. Like it is probably clipping through now though, but that's fine. So just apply that. Solidify, edit this. I think I might want to kill like that at some point, but I'll wait to see if I'm going to do that. We probably need to add a insert face here and here. I don't know if I'll do the inside, but I guess I'll just do that too, just in case I keep it around. So put one in there as well. Then shade smooth. There we go. Now what I was saying before was I don't know if I can do it or not. I have the ability to do it. We're going to have to do something. Wait, where's the camera at? Oh, this is the front, okay. We are going to have to use this curve in a odd way. So we need to add a mesh curve circle. No, not a mesh. A circle curve. I'm just going to scale that down. And edit it and change all these to like the spline or the handle type to free. Yeah, when they turn red. I'm going to subdivide everything probably. Then we're going to try and make a shape here. Maybe just scale these on the Z to 0. It apparently does not work for curves. Scale Y, sorry, 0. I was doing it on the wrong axes, like that, and then scale you on the X to try to get a sharper point. Granted, I kind of just need to move this down. Let's scale that back. I'm trying to create like a dome here, but maybe this needs to be pulled down, and like we can just straighten all this out. Pull that down, pull this back up. I have to like look at it again. Because it does, you probably can't tell what I'm trying to do right now, which is fine. You'll understand once I'm finished shaping this. It's actually like a different shape than what I'm thinking, but it doesn't have to be perfect. You can't see it anyways. It's just for the sake of, I guess, accuracy. Do we scale these on the X outward a bit? Kind of want to scale these in on the X. Scale everything in on the X. I actually need to modify these now. Like that's what's holding me back. This needs to be bent in. So that is getting weird. Bend them out. Sure. Again, this doesn't really matter too much. We can just hurry up and get this. Can I smooth all this? Yeah, smoothing doesn't really help me. It's just annoying to have to constantly modify these handles. This is like for something that you're not even going to see, so again, I shouldn't be wasting my time on it too much. Fine, whatever, that's a decent enough shape. I just want to like make it smaller. Yeah, it needs to be smaller like this. That's actually like perfect, actually. So like that. So we have this shape. Going to move it here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and take the curve here, shrink that down. I might want to apply like a shrink wrap to this, if it even lets me. So apply a deform, shrink wrap, above surface, target normal, the bottle. It's like I didn't actually do anything. Well, it is, but it's just not. Actually, can you apply that? You can't like see how it's gonna work though, because it's just weird. Yeah, I probably should just do it by hand. Anyways, we are going to geometry, object, circle. That tells me it's too big. So let's shrink that to about there. Its placement doesn't really matter. Oh, it does. Okay. So just get that closer to there because it's so small. Just need to be on the edge though. Like this needs to be touching that. The problem is that it's not facing the right way. Like I need it to be spun, which isn't actually that big of a deal. Control T to spin everything. Then just attach that there. So now you see why I needed this to be, why I was making that, because I needed something for this. I probably should just grab like a circle and like worked with a circle, but oh well. Just like slowly just move this around to try and get it to work. Which one is the thing that controls everything though? I can't tell what is the beginning and what's the end. That did nothing. But you, that did nothing. I have no clue which one's the front and which one's the back. So I guess I'm just going to just ignore that question mark for now. Slowly move this down. Oops. I think should I just do like a little bit at a time, or what? Can I forgot how to do this. Snap. Oh, will this work with this or no? Looks like it is working, so I can just do this. This has to be circled around 3 times, so I need to come back and fix it later, because it's not right. And I don't know if we can like try and get this to stick to the face here. Scale this on the Z maybe, just to squeeze them together. What the heck? Why did that do that? It doesn't like being moved apparently. With the nearest face turned on, so I can turn this off now. I need this to be closer. I think it's actually just curving too much? Question mark. I gave it too much curve. And then like sometimes not enough. And also this needs to be spun a bit because it's not right. Okay, so yeah, this starting part needs a few spins. That's good enough there, so let me just spin this part. So it's Control T to spin this. There we go. And I can just fix this in like post A lot of this is like clipping through that. Might need to kill the bottom faces of this. I think that's fine. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, I guess it could be pushed out more, but undo that. Turn the magnet back on. Needs to just like get to a point where it starts to go too far, like that maybe. And then you could do the same thing at the bottom till it gets close to there, till these get pretty close. Turn magnet off again. This needs to be moved up. I should have had this fixed earlier. Move that up. There we go. Let's just live with that. Then we need to, oh wait, hold on. Before we do that, we need to maybe drop the resolution of this down to like a 6. How dense are you? Jesus Christ. Where is the thing? It is over here. So with this one, we need to drop the density of this as well. And see that effect of that down to like a 2. That still looks fine? Yeah, that still looks fine. Like, it doesn't need to be that involved. Resolution of this, maybe. Yeah, that doesn't really matter, because it's not doing that. What's a 1 look like? I need to see the wireframe like this. So that's adding sides to it, that's fine. This 4 there, 2, 3. Give me a 4. I think 4 and a 4 is fine. So we can convert this to mesh, and I can come in here and edit it. First off, we need to get this. That's always weird. Like, it adds the faces, but it doesn't actually add the faces. Now it's going to do something for the first time here, and it's turning on proportional editing, which will move anything around it, around an AOE. See this? This is the AOE here. So if I want that to be affected as well when I pull this down, it will be. Same thing when moving. I need to get this to curve down like that. Just going to fill that in too. Then we're going to do the same thing over here. Just like kill this because it's not actually even connected to the object. Scale that down. We need a decent like area of effect there. Then of course move it in. Oops. Redo that. Move you in. We want some effects, but not like too much. Fill that. So yeah, now we have this, and I don't know if I want to kill the backside of that. We'll have to see once we actually get into it. So like that, and then we need a top. And we need another, you guessed it, cylinder for that. Where's the front? There's the front. Edit that, scroll down till it fits around this. It actually needs to fit around the little indent there as well, so maybe increase the size of that. Slightly smaller, then bring it down to that stopper. Show me the top of that. We probably want it to be about there, right? Yeah, that's fine. So the top doesn't need to be modified, but this part needs to be removed. And then we're going to go ahead and extrude and then scale, which will then get us to connect to that. So there. I don't really need to do anything else, but we'll extrude it up anyways, and then fill the top of that. So there's a solid object there too. Solid face. Then we need to come down here. And I'm going to, first off, select this. Then insert faces to that. I'm going to scale it. Oh, turn off proportional editing. Don't forget to do that. Scale it out. And scale it on the Z until it's flush with that. Because there's going to be like a little bit of black there that just extends out. This whole bottom area will be black. I might as well insert faces here. And then same thing here, but I'm actually going to do something different. Let me just actually get a center here. I'm going to take the edge here and bevel it a smidgen and then hit you with a singular scroll to enter like one line into the middle of that. And then we can come in here and insert our faces. And shade smooth. Now we have a slightly rounded edge there. The bottom of this needs apparently some edging, question mark, since that didn't look right. There. Now it's sharped. There we go. I'm probably going to solidify this as well. The only problem with that is I have to make this incredibly small. Like a 001 or 002. It's hard to tell how much that's actually doing. So if I increase the size of this, okay, you can see it there. I think that's actually fine. Okay, so the bottle is done. It's just a matter of actually getting the textures right, which shiny is this? This is reflective, but not reflective in a way where you can see what is being reflected. So this top. Rename a bunch of this stuff. That's the bottle. This is the bottom. Let's call that the stopper. I don't know what it is. What else are we missing? suns need to be moved out of the main group, just so they're not in the way. We'll save the glass for last, the plastic, whatever. And just get the metal going. You know, let's just, no, let's not use that. New, same thing as usual, metal, crank that metallic to the max. Actually, this is pretty close to the metal that it looks like also. You know what we have to do, we gotta come over here, go to Control T on that. Open, go to our textures, find our HDRI, which of course you need to go with your own free, royalty free HDRI, apply that. So now that it's reflecting that, right, on the world, right? But again, it's not that reflective. That actually isn't terrible, if not like perfect. So I'm gonna go with that. But let me see if I can do anything weird here with this texture. Add wave. So I want to add a wave, but I forget how I would do what I would want to do. Okay, so it's doing that. There's something here. Where is it? Here? No, there's something I can click on somewhere. Rings. I wonder why it's doing that. Generated. Okay, kind of what I'm looking for, but then kind of not. Not complaining. Oh, I might just have to change it to spherical. See that there? If I move this, but there is the center. I wanted this to be centered. I switch to spherical just real quick just to see what that looks like. I think it's the same thing, but it's actually doing too much. So I gotta figure out the exact alignment to put this where it needs to go. Is that actually... that's actually dead on, what the heck? But now it doesn't extend to there, which is annoying. When you do that, it just does that on the sides. So I wanted a bit of that on the metal, but I don't want that doing that. Might have to be cut up into pieces, or I need to, unfortunately, UV edit this. Where's that? That's the middle part, so mark seam there. And see, well, it actually already is unwrapped in a meaningful way, but we'll see what that looks like when we apply the UV to it. So it's doing that there. That's so weird. And usually you would want to have this snipped. So where's the back? Back is this way. So like snip this here. So mark seam, then unwrap that. So that's a straight line. Of course, now you can see the seam there. Yeah, like set the object, it does do stuff. I just don't like that. It just like fades in and out of reality because of how that works. Like I might just have to add a different thing to that. Like edit, select this face, and then new metal 2, then assign that to that, and then do that and that. Copy that, put that in there. Just make that normal, just bands. The thing is I need this to not be that way. With the error where it does not take your undos. I don't know why that happens sometimes with Blender. It will just not. Why are you hitting two things at once? I'm not telling you to move twice. Okay, there. To be at like a 90 degree. Okay, 100. And then the second one, you can maybe go to 75. Yeah, they have a slight bit of styling into that. What happens if you do that? It's like reflective, but you can still kind of see that, but it needs to be 0.1. 0.1 is perfect. We kind of need to do the same thing to this. Do I want to waste time slicing this into pieces, even though I don't technically need to? Mark seam there. Gotta see where the bottom thing is here. Is that the seam? Or is that a seam? Mark seam there. It doesn't really matter. All that's going to be black. I think actually you want to mark the seam there. Then try to centralize that later. So, go ahead and make this metal and see what happens. So the top of that is perfect already. Kind of. This is actually starting to goof up once it starts going down the z-axis. But we take this and metal 2 and assign that to that. It's like this gets messed up. We might want to apply metal 2 to that as well to try to like fight that error. And then all of this is a completely different thing. This is just going to be black. I don't know if I want it to be just void black or what. Also, we need to grab like whatever's on the inside here. I can't quite grab a thing. Is it that? Yeah, it's that. Everything that's attached on the inside, and have that be black as well. It being shiny like that, actually, I have no qualms with, so I'll leave it like that. Might even give it a little bit more shine, like 0.4. Yeah, that's honestly perfect. You see the black there. Right now, the bottle, we can take the top off for now. Okay, bottle, you're gonna have to do a lot of work here, potentially, an EV. Oh, this plastic. So what you can do is cheese, right? By cheese, let's see, blend mode alpha for one. The back face culling off. I'm not sure, but yeah, that seems fine for now. Shadow is fine. There's just like alpha hash to the shadow. Then what do we need to do? The alpha could be brought down. A roughness be like all the way down as well, and then alpha to 0.1, 0.05, okay, 0.01, where it's like basically unseeable, but then you need to come down to coat, I think, and then increase the coat. It's not quite working right. I know there's a way to do this. You can just increase it. You can't quite tell what's going on there. Now, why did I get rid of that? That shouldn't have done that, because the backface culling just does not work too well with alpha. We kind of just have like alpha all the way off. Like there is a way to see something even though the alpha is set to 0. You can still apply stuff to it. So let's just come over here and see if we can add a maybe glass shader, and then mix shader perhaps. Oh, we can also do something else as well. I forgot what it is though. Yeah, I could just have like a small amount of glass, because if it's just a pure glass, does it just look nice already? No, it is horrendous. So, which is why you need to combine these together. That might actually be like too nice. Anyways, do the same thing to. Let's just see what this looks like. I mean, it shouldn't really matter. I think the problem with it is you can't quite see plastic 1. Plastic 1. So what is this? Yeah, like the transmission is up there, I think. So let me grab that, see if we can do anything about that. Increasing that doesn't make a difference. It needs to be modified a specific way to like combine on top of that. I might have to just like turn this down. At 0.8 perhaps. Maybe even just this, we can turn this down to 0.8. Just when you do that, it's too reflective. Might be why you don't want to use glass. I'll just increase the roughness to like a 0.2. Yeah, it's catching too much reflections. Point 96. You can't really tell what's going on down there. Maxing it out doesn't work, right? Yeah, because it just becomes completely invisible. 99, 98, 0.5 on that. 0.4 to start getting some reflections back. Yeah, this just doesn't play nicely. But that's not too bad. Just this needs to be essentially just actually switch this to just plastic as well. Did not like me doing that. So what did I do here? This is like point. I gotta zoom out because it's dying, and this is a 0.3. I know there's more like better ways to do this without having to use like a glass shader, but I don't know. I mean, you can't see this anyways, so you can just put the top on and see what that looks like. We can get rid of this, right? Because I already made the swirl. Yeah. Maybe a bit too. So let me change this back to. Oh, it is on plastic. Oh, that one is, but this one isn't. Let's change them back, both back. Point 2. Give me some reflections back. I believe you could have like a way better look than this. What is the like 0.1, maybe like 0.12, just to like drop that line on the outside. Computer does not like me doing that. I forgot there was something I wanted to say and I forgot what it was. Oh yeah. Just that if you wanted to know, I'm using Blender 4.1, which you might be asking, like, why are you using 4.1 when I'm pretty sure Blender's all the way up to like 5.2 or something? It's in the 5.0s, right? That's because my computer literally can't run any Blender above 4.1. As soon as 4.2 came out, Blender just immediately crashes, and even I think still to this day, if I try to open up new Blender, it just crashes. So my computer is just too far gone. It's just too old. Again, it's like 12 years old, and it was bad 12 years ago, so you can only imagine how bad it is now. Okay, again, that's an oof. So if you want to help, you know, you can always go to my throne and donate towards a new computer so we can have more horsepower for doing stuff like this. Yeah, just if you want to know, I'm using 4.1. Like probably like a really old version of Blender at this point. So I mean, that's fine. I just think like the glass could be made to look better. But oh well. Do we want to add a liquid to this or no? If I did, I would have to like apply this solidify before that, just to make sure I don't screw anything up. Which means I need to like mark seam there. Yeah, because everything else is connected, so that I can, whenever I apply the solidify that, I can delete the inside in that and solidify it again if I must. So now the reason you would want to do that is I'm going to grab this and duplicate it and do the opposite of what I was just saying. Control L that and delete everything on the outside of that. Then delete that, and then we can just take this and just go down. So Control plus until you get to like the middle, like maybe there, and kill those faces, and then we just have this part on the bottom. I don't think I want to shrink it down. It should be flush with the outside, but I'm just going to get as close as humanly or blenderly possible to this. Scale down. And just like to there. Like such a minute amount that you would not be able to see. And then we're just going to take the top of this and we're just going to do that. Now if I took this and rotated on this side, would it no longer be flush? Yeah, it's no longer flush, but you can just fix that if you wanted to. So now we have that. What do we do with that? Maybe that's just water. I don't know if it's going to be water, but we'll see. So water, kind of just want it to be the same thing as before, so we might want to give this some color. Roughness. You know what, let me just get rid of that and then grab you know, plastic one. Nothing's using plastic one right now, so we could just use that instead. Shading for that. This doesn't really matter, actually. It's this. You might not want to even have the glass shader, so let me just remove that real quick and come over here to that and change this to the purple, crank the alpha back up, though the roughness needs to not be like that. Transmission is cranked. You can't really tell any difference. Do I need to make any weird modifications here? Since the transmission, we don't have a thing that's changing the... Oh, it's this here. Like, there's nothing to change how it looks when you're looking through it. There's not much we can really do with this. It's just going to look like... Because you can still clearly see it's not warping that, even though transmission is turned on. Like a pink color is nice. This would be nice if it actually... Jesus Christ. I scroll in, like, the lag is just unbearable. Yeah, I actually wanted the top of this so I could add faces to it. Then poke that face so that it actually has some depth. Go ahead and grab the point of that. Pull me down. And down. Down again. So we have the fulcrum or whatever the heck it's called. I forget what this is called when the water dips down. Might want to actually take this here and pull this up. No, don't do that. Take that and then pull that down maybe. Try to emphasize that curve up there. There should be reflections on the water, so... The only problem is it's like so heavily reflecting the surroundings. Like the HUR is being reflected so hardcore. That's the front. I keep like not knowing where the front is. Does this look good? I don't know. Another pink liquid. The glass, I don't know if I can effectively pull it off, but we could try and add noise around the object. Pull the ramp as usual. I need to pull all the stuff back, go into a bump height. Probably same thing we did before, so like there and there. Pull it back, put it into the normal. I don't know what is so hard about this. I need to save, because Blender just froze there for quite a while. I don't think you can even see the scuff. if they are there. Yeah, you can't see anything with how this works because it's not being given enough. We're using the glass texture here. Again, I don't even think it's like the right way to go. I know there's like a way to do this better, but oh well. We have like a 0.1 on the alpha. 0.1 actually lets us see the what you call it. That's weird. There. I was like looking for when it was gonna let us do this. Detail. Zoom in, even though that's gonna make the computer die. Made it too like done that too much, like this is too high or something. The roughness as well. And then maybe you can increase that. It's weird that like even like a 0.1 on alpha is enough to create so much there. Yeah, it's too bright. It needs to be 0. So this isn't gonna end up doing anything with no alpha. I think I should just like end, like we're done, like we did it. I don't have to keep trying so hard. Because there's just a water bottle, right? We just need like a good angle on it. I just wish there was like more warping here, but you can't really warp anything, right? Because there's nothing to be seen. GY. Like you actually need something back here that can be warped to look warped. Granted, nothing is warping, so I don't know what I need to do to get the right thing. Because this already has this right, it's only warping the HDR, hey? Let's get rid of that. I do want to see like what I will want for this. Like 2, that's too much. 1 is nothing. 1.1 is okay. I mean, 1.5 is our default, but something like 1.1, 1.5. Like 1.5 is glass. It looks like the IOC or something. It's IOR. I don't know what I was saying earlier, if I was saying something weird. The IOR. I guess 105 is just fine. 2 is okay as well. Like, can we just like accept to live with them? What you call it? Could live with that. Let me just see the normals. Everything is facing the right way. Just have to make sure that's not doing anything weird. But we don't need to sit here working on this forever. I think this is fine. With our pink juice, whatever that might be. I do think this is reflecting too hard though, so maybe like a 1-2. I just wish this was deforming the back here. Like transmission is on, the IOR is on, but it's not forcing this to be blurred behind it for whatever reason. And now you can't see anything, even with the transmission on. Checking things. Alpha clip, alpha hash just causes that. Alpha blend is kind of what you want. Back face, don't want that. Displacement, that's not what you think it is. Oh yeah, I don't have the sheen turned on. That actually would be what I was missing earlier. Yeah, sheen. Shading for the plastic. Like if I come over here, I already have specular turned up to the max. Does some sort of scattering do anything when you don't have an alpha? No. I like this though. It looks like a Jolly Rancher without the glass in front of it. Coat is maxed out. It's transmission. Crank that. Sheen though, this should be applied even if there is nothing. Okay, no, even with the alpha, well, like just nearly nothing. I hate that like the faces look so weird. Let me just edit this. Look at everything. Mesh normals. Set from faces. Mesh normals. Recalculate outside. Calculate inside. Set from faces. It still has this stupid thing going. Just need to make sure the... Oh, now they're flipped on the outside. Mesh normals. Flip. Recalculate outside mesh normals. Set from faces, just to make sure that's not messed up anymore. Yeah, it's like there's a certain amount of alpha that is a problem until you get like really low and then you just can't tell. This actually isn't terrible, right? I don't hate this. The sheen does do a lot there. Roughness. You even see it with no roughness? You can't. You need to have the roughness turned on. The roughness, sheen's maxed out, coat is maxed out. Like coat just adds shininess to it, even if you don't have anything. I have to speak 2, honestly. Like it adds the reflections even on the object that doesn't, even if it's a matte, it will still get reflections. Like you see, you can still see the reflections even though I have the roughness turned all the way up. Can we actually just keep it like that? No, because with it like that, it ends up being pretty ugly. 0.1 though. 0.2. 0.3. Trying to figure something out with that. Yeah, having this like really, really low, right? It was like a 001 or something. Or 01. Like 01 is basically is just like the glass texture again. But without the glass texture. I was just like, do I want that or do I not? So with using the glass texture, we get that, and then without, essentially the same thing, but just lighter. You can't just create a fake one without the glass. I just wish it transmitted better. Like, is this doing too much? I feel like it's doing too much. But of course it would be doing too much there too because I have all this stuff still turned on. Instead of it being turned off. Like 0.01 maybe. Like 5, just to add some extra. But we're just gonna be sitting here playing around with like the glass all day, so I think I just hurry up and just finish it. And why does it look so bad now? I don't remember it looking this bad. If I just put like just glass, actually it's pretty ugly, right? Yeah, because it can't do anything unless you turn backface culling off, and then it looks like that. And it's like, why is it stretch? Oh, because I did this, that's why it looks so weird. Because you have to cull the back, otherwise it looks stupid for some reason. This is basically just a mirror at this point, without the back face turned on. There we go. Oops, did not mean to do that. Should I just like come back once I'm done? Like, let me just cut, because we're just playing around with these shaders and I think we're basically done. Alright, I think this is about what I'm going to be settling on, which isn't really that big of a deal. It's just, all I did was add a wave texture, which these are the settings, into the IOR and the normal of the glass, and then brought this up. There might be some changes here, I don't know. And the water is at a 133, which is apparently what water is in real life, and then 1.45 for glass. But still isn't right. I don't know how to force this to warp the backgrounds, like when you're looking through it. I swear it used to be able to do this like no problem, just turn transmission on and then everything's perfectly fine, but maybe it's just something wrong with 4.1 or they changed how you can do that. I just know you could have done in the past, create an object that warped anything that it was looking through, because this is not what liquid looks like, right? When you looking through it. It's not just a clear shot through, so there's nothing I can really do about that without some sort of explanation of how to do said thing. So, oh well. I think I did turn the roughness down or something on this juice, since it looks like that. We are going to go ahead and edit this again though. So I'd like to bring this down a little bit more. I have it like about there. It's about there. Yeah, so there's like a harsher dip down in the liquid. And I just wish I could distort the image a bit more, but it just is not in the cards. We can come over here and subdivision this as well if you wanted to. Like the edge, there's a problem. The only issue I have is this line here, and that's because of the wave texture that's being applied to this, because the like culling or whatever, not necessarily culling, but something wrong with the alpha wanting to check all these faces, and so it's like something is creating a line here that isn't really nice. It might actually just be the background, I don't know. Maybe I don't have to really worry about it too much, but I think it looks fine. It's just, it isn't realistic enough, right? Because this glass isn't refracting the backgrounds properly, and I spent, I don't know what, 10-20 minutes off camera trying to figure out how to force it to refract the way I wanted to, and it just doesn't work. I even went into Cycles, which is a different render engine, which my computer can't handle doing, but even turning that on, it didn't look like it was refracting properly, so it just isn't going to work. It might just be because of how I have this set up, where I'm using the alpha rather than what have you. So, you know, let me one last try. One last try off camera. Nope. I just couldn't figure out how to do it. I don't know if it's even possible anymore, or if it ever was, but I'm just going to turn this off, and I guess the top and the, not the water, the top and the swirl stopper in the bottom. So we're going to play around with this real quick, just because we already wasted so much time. I'm just going to see if I can do something. I forgot how to do this though. I'm going to add a particle system to this, and I have to remember how to do it. I might not be able to figure it out. I kind of don't really need to. I could just do it by hand, but what you would want to do is force the particles to go inside of the thing. They want to be rendered inside the that's weird that that's not doing anything. You kind of want them to be objects, and then add mesh Ico. I'm just gonna put that over there. do that. Again, like I know there's a way to force them to go inside the object rather than being on the outside. I just forget where it is. Volume? Emit from volume. Some of them are actually inside the objects now, so that's fine. And then you can just make this just water, I guess, as well. Why is this purple, but then this water is... Oh, this is plastic one, okay. So then go to particles again. It already looks fine, so it kind of like screwed everything up with that. Random order, even distribution. Can have like a negative velocity maybe. That's pushing them out rather than in. And then maybe want the size to be smaller than that. Perhaps. Might even want more of that, like 100. So every time I do this, I have to like readjust the thing there. Is that? That's one of the particles there. I can't do anything about it though. You just have to pick a different seed. You're supposed to be casting from the volume, maybe like velocity 0. Just need like a good seed. I don't want like negative velocity. Causes them to go out. Words when they should be going in. Like no velocity. Field widths, gravity, force. Negative one? I don't know if that's doing anything. Let's keep that down. Again, you just need to cycle through the seeds until you find one that you like. Maybe make this like 200. 300. 300 might be too much. Oops. $200 there. I feel like I can live with 200. And again, just get a good seed. I need to see what the bottle looks like with that. Some of that looks like it's going through, which I mean, that's just the annoyance of that. You can fix that actually, because you just go ahead and hide this, and then the particle here. Where is it? This. So you want to go ahead and let me just find new collection. Put the water in that collection. Then apply. How do you convert this to mesh? You can convert this down to a mesh. I forget how to do it though. I'll make instances real. Which, let me save, because that could be a problem. That make instances real? No? Nope. That doesn't do it. I know there's a way to do this. Yeah, I don't know why it's gotten like slightly more difficult. Maybe I've just forgotten how to do some of these things. So you apply and then it's like, okay, now they're all gone. You know? Like, where did they go? See, okay, there we go. Now it wanted to do it. And I'm just gonna join all of these. Active object is not selected mesh. What am I having selected that's not mesh? Like, oh, that should be fine. Right? It's just this stuff. Scroll all the way up. All 200 of these. Select them all, and then I'm just going to join them. I don't know why it does that, but I can just go ahead and delete that. Then take this. And why are you doing that? I don't know where these orbs are going from. Oh, do I grab that one too? Maybe that's the issue. Sometimes it does become a problem. Just get rid of the particle system. And we can like get rid of you as well. I'm just going to shrink that down and just move it down so that it only fits inside the cup with the water, what have you. You might want to do the same thing to the bottle, but that's going to be annoying because the bottle is like using up so much of my computing power. Just zoom out just to help a bit. Then you can kind of like see the bubbles there fizzing, or I guess we're just gonna assume this is some sort of fizzy drink just to add some depth to that. And this, you do the exact same thing, but you don't really necessarily need them to be on the volume. They can be on the outside. They can be being emitted from the object. So yeah, particles. I can go with a what you call it? Object. Same thing, icosphere. Get that over there. It should be like 11, not 1,000. Off the faces. The problem with the faces is that it's solidified, right? So whereas this needs to be above that. So it's applying that, then the solidify is being applied. Object, the icosphere. I can't see them. where is the size? I have a oh, because I don't have it set to 1. There we go. Unfortunately, they're being pushed away. Guess like a 0 is good. This can just be changed to glass, honestly. It doesn't really need to be any more than that. Though that obviously does cause issues. Like the frame rate over there is dying. It's only a matter of time till my computer just crashes from trying to do this. Like 50. Increase the size. You can actually see them. Let me come over here and edit this. I'm just going to grab the top of this, turn on the proportional editing, and drag it up. Just to create a weird shape. I'm just going to duplicate this and then pull that back down. Now I did that because I can create a new collection. This, and this. Put it in that collection, and then tell this to use a collection. Collection being collection 3, so it's using a bunch of different things, you know, to randomize in between these 3 objects rather than just using the 1. Take me to a 65. And then we could have random sizes too, but scale. Like scale randomness. Increase the scale a bit though, on top of adding random. Okay, some of them are being applied here, which they don't need to be, but that's kind of throwing things off, so go to edit mode. Let me just chop this in to pieces so we can have it a proper way. So like there perhaps. And then like everything below here. Then Control I to invert that. We'll go down to our vertex groups. Add a new one, assign that to that group. Then come back to you, do the particles, and then go to where is it? Vertex groups, density, and then group. So that it like tries to stay away from that. But I might have to go even like remove like that. Will actually go over there, then remove everything, and then invert this, and then assign that to the group. Okay, now it's just that. Go ahead and edit it again. Select that, +1, assign. Now we have it slightly lower. Plus again, assign. And now it's going all the way down to the bottom. I kind of don't like that it's just hugging the top here so much. Like, why are you up there so much? Edit this. Remove that so that they're not all up there. Like, it needs to be more down here. Oh, this isn't what you call it. It's not using plastic. Just gonna bring the size down, randomize it even more. Should we make the size back up actually? This is like just fake, like condensation or whatever. Just add a little bit extra. Since we spent so much time not doing anything, we could do the same thing again where we put the bottle here, make instances real, kill the particles, kill this. I'm going to delete hierarchy so it gets rid of everything there, and then grab these and join them into one object so I don't have to worry about it. Well, some of this stuff did end up going too low. It doesn't really matter because you would have some stuff on it, right? On the middle. I got the lag from computer being unable to take it. Maybe like a different angle, like slightly lower, perhaps. Yeah, that's probably pretty okay, I think. It says it's there, but it must be on the inside, so you can't really see it. Yeah, I think I can live with that, unless they just want to get rid of these. I don't know if I hate them being there or not. Not really. You can see the bubbles, so that's all that really matters to me, is that you can see them. So that's gonna be it before my computer ends up having a meltdown. Say cuties, thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers, think about becoming a member, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, delivering watch time and subscribers, and don't forget we have a throne as well. And shout out to the members, EmmyStarr, RaleyDrew, and Alexgkiller 880. Hey cuties, thanks for watching. Tune into the next episode. Like, subscribe, hype. Don't forget to hype and comments. You just do. See ya.